Okay, I'm going to do a little tutorial here, or at least watch over my shoulder as I bring a PDF music chart into Musescore so that I can edit it. I'm playing a gig where we have charts and we have an audio file and they don't quite match the audio. So there's no rehearsal for this gig. We get on stage, we're just going to play what's on the page, and sometimes on these things the band leader intends to play what's on the audio, but the charts don't reflect it, and the band leader doesn't necessarily know that. So I want to be ready for both situations. Actually, maybe even create two parts, one following the audio and one matching the rest of the published parts. So everybody gets their part. The trombone player, the trumpet player show up to the gig and they play what's on the page. And if the brass is playing what's on the page, then I want to know what they're playing. So I want to get all of that into one Musescore file so I can work with it. Part 1, setup. So we're looking at, actually this is the screen recording software. We don't really care about that right now. It's just there. I have the parts for this performance in a folder, and I have, each a folder for each instrument. I've downloaded, this is the song Agua Limpia Todo. I've already imported this one, the piano and the sax, I'm sorry, the piano and the bass and the trumpet. And I want to show the process. So I'm try this again. So that's the same folder. We'll close that. All right. So on musescore.com, I am signed in to my account, and I have a subscription to Pro Plus. I also have this Learn Lite thing, but I don't even remember why I did that. Go to the billing history. So the one you want, Musescore Pro, $40 for the year. Well, I must have did it as a package. Anyway, this gives you the right to use the site to download stuff. You can find a lot of music here, but this upload here is the biggest part. So here I can convert these different types into Musescore files so I can work with them. I'm using PDF to Musescore. Look at that, finale to Musescore. That's pretty cool. You could take your finale files and bring them in here. So I'm going to do PDF. I'm going to do select, and then I'm going to pick a part. I think I tried to, one of my parts failed when I tried to do this before, so I'm going to try it again. Just see which ones I have actually. I go back to my, I'm not going to select right now. I'm going to go to my email. Oh, I deleted it. That's right. Couldn't process your file. Let's see. So the tenor sax one I wouldn't do. I'm going to try to do that again. Select tenor sax, open, and then here's the title. And I'm leaving it private. I don't care about the genre. They don't even have a Latin genre on here. So ridiculous. There's a world, I think, or something. Anyway, continue. So now it's processing. And when it's done, it takes a few minutes, you get an email that shows we got your file, and here it is. I've deleted the ones that I did already. I'll show you where I'm going to put them over here in a folder where I'm working with this song. I'm going to take that folder. I'm just going to drag that folder over here into my favorites so we can get to it. Now when I go in here. And these are all Musescore files that I've brought in the same process. At least these 1, 2, 3, those three. This is another music XML that I exported from a Sibelius and then opened it into Musescore. So I already have my own transcription of this song, which I trust, but I want to go by the audio that the band leader sent. And up here in my account, I think I have a place where I can scores. Let's see. Not that one. My scores. Yeah, Agualimpa, Toto, bass, piano, trumpet. And there is no trombone part in my folder of, oh, what's that spinning? I'm going to go back to that favorite folder. Actually, I'll go back to where I pulled it from. Tio Ponte, all parts, bass, trombone. There is no trombone part for this song. I already got the trumpet part. I'm getting the tenor part. I have the piano part, and I have the bass part. And we couldn't process your file. This is a temporary issue, not caused by your file. Well, anyway, what happens is you get this email. Let's see if I have any other ones in here. Here's an example. Your file's been processed successfully. So when you click this download the Musescore file, it opens that file into on the Musescore site. And from here you can open on desktop or download it. Edit on desktop over here. That opens Musescore Studio on your computer, and now you can work with it. And then you can check out, see how accurate were they in their scan. And I find that lyrics don't always survive. See this weirdness here? Lyrics don't always survive. I trust but verify all chords and any text. See, look at this. This looks like a Russian. But anyway, that's not too bad. I find that if the music, if it's either really good accuracy with music, or it's a mess. And then it's also text is hit or miss, but I'm not so worried about that. The main thing is the actual, 32 bars or 128 bars are all there, and you can work with it. So I'm not going to save this. I already have that. Close Musescore. So that's what happens. You just, because you pay your $40, you get to go in here and upload. And you don't have to share them with the world. Mine are all set to private. But it makes it possible to bring in any PDF of music and import it pretty accurately. So that's how you do the process. Okay, now that we've got our files, for at least we have it for trumpet, piano, and bass, I can put those together into one file, and compare it to the audio and see how close it is. I think I'll start with the piano part. Open that up in Musescore. And let's see here. I'm going to change the tempo. I'm going to add in. I'm going to do a couple of changes. Actually, before I do that, I have a template I'm going to work with. So I'm going to close this for now and open my template. This is pretty good. File save as. And in my Agua Limpia Todo folder, Agua Limpia Todo original V1. In other words, these are the parts that were given to us, and I'm putting them all together into one spot. Artist Tito Puente Jr. And this is arranger. I guess you could say I'm the arranger. So to give you a little tour of Musescore now, I'll save that. I am gonna remove some parts here. So I highlight this flute part and get rid of it. There's no Barry on this one. We'll get rid of that. I'll leave these alone. I'm going to hide them for now, so I don't see them in my score. And let's see, trombone I don't have right now. I'm going to hide that. And vocal, I'm going to just hide that. Trumpet, piano, and bass. Those are the ones I do have. And this is a template I like. It's got all the stuff arranged the way I prefer. I'm just going to close. Up here, these tabs show you the parts. So you can look at the trumpet part. Right now, there's nothing there. This is the score. And the little asterisk here tells me that it's not saved. So I'll hit save, command save. And this is the score. I'll save that. If I go over here to piano, yeah, it knows the name of the parts. So anyway, I want to paste in those parts I got of Musescore. So I'm going to go back to my folder, and I'm going to open up the piano one. Now this is another instance of Musescore here. I'm going to grab the first bar, and then I'm going to hold down the shift key, go all the way to the end, select it all, copy. Now I'm going to go back to the other one, my composite score here, and select the first bar, paste it all in there. Save. Now I'm going to do the same thing, go back to my folder, I'm going to open the bass part. And if you did select all, I think that would work too. Yeah, copy. Back to my composite part here, put it all together. Let's just play that. So at least it sort of makes sense musically what's going on there. Let's do the same thing. We're going to bring in the trumpet part now. Open that guy up. Select all, copy. Select the first bar, paste it in. I'm going to click away. If I left it highlighted and play and hit play, all you would hear is whatever is highlighted. So I'm going to click away, and now I'll do the same thing. Have a mixer. Mixer. All right. So save. So now I have a trumpet part, I have a piano part, I have a bass part, all in one file, one score, Musescore, and it is a score based on parts that I imported into the Musescore site. And from here I can compare it to my audio. So I'm using Transcribe for this. So if I play this whole score again, oops. Go back in here again. That note is wrong from what I'm hearing. I'm using the arrow keys. I'm left and right arrow keys to get around. So over here, let me slow this down. Go back to the beginning. I think this is what I'm hearing. Oops. Sorry. And then you could even get fancier. Bump, ba-dum, bump. Put an articulation on there. Now let's hear it again. And this is, I think, not even bad. Now let's hear it. That's closer. All right. So you can see how awesome that is, that you can bring in parts to the score, play with them, see if they match. And now when I work with this transcription I have, I can make use of the work I did on my transcription within the context of the arrangement that's already published to the band. and hopefully have a successful gig. At least in one place I can see what are these horn players going to play and when are they going to play it. That's it.